How did it make you feel when you read those alleged comments for the first time?
It didn't make me feel anything in particular. I just read them and I thought that these comments were inappropriate. I hadn't actually realized the news for a while, but it seemed to be something that was dominating the headlines. In fact, I'm still amazed that over a week later I'm being asked about it.
Well, you felt strongly enough about it to come out on social media and say that they were racist, even though at the time the Prime Minister hadn't done so.
Yes, that was a week ago. Yes, that was a week ago. That was a week ago. I'm surprised I'm still talking about it. That was me giving my personal opinion. We are a team. And I think those people who complain that someone is being difficult don't necessarily understand that this is a team game. They see it as one which is every man or woman for him or herself. But the Conservative Party is a family, and we are a team. We understand why those comments were offensive, why they were racist, and we made that clear. But also, these are things which Mr. Hester has apologized for. I'm surprised that we're still talking about it a week later, because this is something which was said a long time ago. The individual in question has apologized, and we've drawn a line under it. We're surprised that it's still coming up in the press.
You say you've drawn a line under it.
I think most people have moved on from it.
We only have a limited amount of time, as you know, Ms. Badenoch, so forgive me. Would you be comfortable with the party accepting any further donations from this man?
I think if somebody has apologized and the comments appear to have been, first of all, very flippant, said a long time ago, I think it is fine for us to be able to accept and forgive and draw a line under it, yes.
Last week you were the first minister to label Frank Hester's alleged comments as racist. I won't repeat those comments. Should the Conservatives give back the many millions that he's donated?
No, I don't think so at all. I'm actually quite surprised that people suggest this. This was something that happened 5 years ago. He wasn't talking to Diane Abbott. It wasn't even really about Diane Abbott. He used her in a reference that was completely unacceptable. He's apologized for it. I think that it is far more important that we accept the apology and not move on. It's taking too much attention, I think, away from what is actually meaningful to the people around the country.
Why didn't the leadership you showed, why wasn't that on display earlier in the day?
Well, as I said, I disagree with the fact that it was just because I had said that. I wasn't the only person who had been saying that. I might have been the first one to say so on Twitter, but I also know that it is important that the facts are established, and I don't think that Number 10 should just be led by what people are saying on Twitter. I think it was important that they established the facts and they made sure that they knew exactly what had happened before making a pronouncement. Obviously, if something else happens in the future, that might be something that we reconsider. But for now, yes, I think that it is absolutely the right thing for us to draw a line under it. And in regards to donations to the party, people keep asking me, do you think the money should be kept? I have been very clear that, yes, I do think so. It would be odd to give somebody £10 million if you thought that they were doing something bad. We think that this is a historical comment which he's apologised for.
OK, and you've clarified that situation.
And I think that that's quite clear.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's OK to take millions of pounds from people who make racist comments?
That's not what I said. He did not make those comments yesterday. He made those comments in 2019.
No, he did make racist comments.
I'm very aware of what he said, Nick. I don't need you to tell me what is and what isn't
I wouldn't
racist.
seek to do that.
The point I'm making.
Yes, I just want to make clear that you can make racist comments and the Conservatives will still take your money.
The point I'm making is that when people apologise, they should be forgiven. And these comments were in no way reflective of the work that he has been doing, why we have taken his money. We need to get to a point where we stop chasing people around and looking everywhere for the racism.
You didn't have agreement from Number 10 to say it. They may have been establishing the facts, but you chose to say what you believe to be right without their agreement in a way that other ministers were unable or unwilling to do.
Well, yes, but remember, I had a big caveat there, which I said as reported. But I think also it's very important if someone is saying that a comment has been made about black women, as the only black woman in cabinet, I do think that there is a special dispensation to come out with your personal opinion as well as the government line, because people are interested to know that. Exactly. That is not a sign of discord or dissent. In fact, I think that is actually very healthy. We cannot be in a situation where all cabinet ministers are treated as zombies and automatons and can't say anything unless someone has given them the script. That is not how we work. We are all appointed on merit. The Prime Minister trusts us to do what we have to do and get on with the job, and that's what I'm doing here in Coventry. I thought that the comments were racist, but he had apologized. I think when people apologize, we need to accept that and move on. This wasn't something that he had said on the day. These were reported comments. We're not even sure if we've heard the accuracy of them. These were reported comments 5 years ago, which were made, as I understand, in private, and his recollection of it is not clear either. I have said that, as reported, those comments were racist, but in the grand scheme of things that I am looking at and the problems that I'm trying to solve, this is nowhere near the priorities of any of my constituents.
Doesn't he at least have to accept the comments were racist? The donor himself.
I think he's apologised for them.
But
we've answered these questions. I haven't spoken to him, but we've been talking about this for well over a week now. This is trivia, Nick. I'm sorry, but I really do believe it is. If you look at the work that this government has been doing to tackle racism, you look at the really serious issues that people have around violence, around life chances, what this man may or may not have said 5 years ago in private, in a casual reference, racist though the comments as reported were, I'm afraid is not really in the high priorities of how we deal with racism in this country.
I wonder how challenging it is for you and your colleagues to remain optimistic when you're looking down the barrel of a catastrophic set of local election results come the beginning of May, and latest polling suggesting that Labour could have a 250-seat majority come the next general election. How do you stay upbeat?
Quite easily. I remember when I first stood to be an MP in 2017, what the polls were saying and what ended up happening in that election. So I don't look at polls or speculation. I make sure that I'm doing my job, and that's what my colleagues are doing. That's what the Prime Minister is doing. Yes, of course, we will always have one or two people who have something different to say, but they end up getting far more attention than their comments merit. Their comments are amplified. I don't think that the government should be in a position where it's responding to every single bit of disagreement that's reported in the news. We should be looking at the record which we have over the last 14 years, the challenges which are taking place this year, and what we're doing to resolve them.